Hi, I'm Jillian.
I'm Jeremy, and I'm an HS warrior. Come with us as we bring you warrior stories from around the world.
Let's go.
My name is GLORIEL, and I'm a Haitian American HS warrior.
Welcome back to the HS Warrior Story channel. I am here today with another very special guest in beautiful, sunny, steaming hot Miami. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is GLORIEL. I am a first-gen Haitian American from South Florida. I am a daughter. I am a big sister. I'm an aunt. I'm also an owner of two businesses, You Glow Girl and Glowing Places, a travel company that helps provide resources and helps support people if they do want to travel and become a digital nomad like me.
That is a lot to unpack. I'm very excited to be able to dig into this a little bit more, but first, let's talk a little bit about your HS story. Yeah. When did your journey begin?
I started noticing some symptoms of HS, which I didn't realize was HS, starting in my early years towards puberty. I just thought it was something that was common amongst women with hormones.
Yeah.
Oh, things are fluctuating. You might get a bump every now and then. And a little after high school, it just started to get worse. I started getting flare-ups, not just in the groin area, but also underneath my arms. There was one summer that it was just so bad that I was like, I need to go to the hospital, or I need to go to a doctor, somebody, to figure this out.
And how old were you?
I was 19 when I got diagnosed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how old you are now, but it seems
it's gonna
like
be 10 years in September.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
What have you found the resources like as a digital nomad dealing with HS as you travel around to these different places? I mean, some people have a hard enough time finding resources like doctors, products, what works in one location, and you're bouncing around. How's that been?
I think it's been okay right now. I haven't had any major complications, but that's also to say that I'm not on any infusions, so I know that life is definitely different. But I've had great support from my doctors. I think one of the biggest things with HS is you have to over-communicate everything. The more you find out, the more you have to explain to doctors, whether it's your dermatologist, general surgeon, even your primary care physician, because there's so much that they may not know. And because you're the person who has it, you're getting all this information from everywhere. You're studying, you're doing the research. So there's been times where I've had to educate doctors, but I feel like right now I've built my dream team of doctors, because everybody needs a dream team of doctors.
So great.
Not everyone is amazing. Some people don't make the cut, but having a dream team of doctors who are able to support me in what I want to do is important. Like, I let them know that I wanted to be a digital nomad. And so we built my plan of attack, or my plan of action, based around that. So that made it easier and made me more comfortable and confident to want to pursue the journey of being a digital nomad, because I knew I got support from my dream team to make that happen.
That is so great. You know, even before this interview started, we were chatting and one particular resource came out that we won't get into right now, but we'll leave some information in the description of the video about how GLORIEL manages her HS on the road as a digital nomad. And I've already learned so much from you. So thank you for sharing that information.
No problem.
As you've gone around, not just as a digital nomad, but having HS for the past 10 years, what have been your biggest challenges that you've had to deal with?
Being a digital nomad and doing it solo, traveling solo, you always can run into the challenge of, eating food in a different country or different place may cause a flare-up, or the weather, just environmental reasons. I've noticed over the years that a lot of my HS stems from environmental reasons. Florida is very humid and the climate causes me to flare up very frequently. So when traveling, sometimes that can be a challenge, and just doing that alone. Flare up, wound care, going through that. Sometimes you don't even feel the best to get up and go get your meds, and now you have to be the person to do so. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. Like, my support system, my family has been so amazing in helping me through my HS journey. Even like my brother, when he was younger, he was really young when I got diagnosed. He was in elementary school and would help me with wound care. And so just having a supportive family, even when it happened this year, I had my surgery, they kind of just, okay, what do we have to do to help GLO? How can we support you? And I think that definitely means a lot. So being a digital nomad traveling, that does come with the challenge of doing that alone.
Absolutely. And you just had surgery from our earlier conversation a couple of months ago, and you seem like you're thriving. So congratulations on that working. I know it's a controversial topic on whether or not people should get it, but it seems to so far be doing okay for you. So I'm so happy to know that you're feeling more comfortable and you're able to be here today to just do this interview. Thank you again for that. Are there any tips that you would share with people that live with HS that over the course of the past 10 years and you dealing with it, say 3 things that have worked best for you?
Top 3 things would be definitely do the internal work. I feel like as much as people talk about how HS is on the outside, it's also like there's a lot going on internally, like battling the depression, the constant anxiety, all the symptoms that come with it. So making sure to check in with yourself, because even when talking to family and friends, there's just so much that you're already battling, and that can be overwhelming. So making sure you're taking self-care, like very important. To me, self-care is equally important as Western medicine, as holistic medicine, like whatever you decide to do or what works for you, making sure that you're checking in with yourself. Like, what does GLO need? What's important to GLO right now? What am I able to do? And giving myself the grace, which is something that was really hard to do initially. Just giving yourself grace on, hey, I might not be 100% today. Or my best, maybe bringing the computer to bed, the laptop, because I can't lift my arms to do all this other work. And that's my best for today. So not putting all this unnecessary pressure of, oh, I should be further along than this. There's all these things that I should be doing. You're going through something.
Right.
You're going through something that's hard. You're going through something that there's not even a lot of data on. And sometimes you go to a whole bunch of doctors and they don't even have an answer for you. So giving yourself that grace. Talking to people. I know it can be something that brings a lot of shame to some people, but I feel like getting with community matters. Whether it's talking to your friends and family, telling them how they can support you, or creating your own community. Like, nobody said you had to stay there. If you're like, hey, it's just not working out there, let me move somewhere else where I can talk to people who may understand what I'm going through, what they say may resonate with me. Find community in any way you can. I feel like online spaces are really great now. I've found a lot of friends. I've met you guys through online community, and we're all in different parts of the world, but we're sharing the same journey and we're going through the same battle. So finding community online may help out a lot as well.
I mean, I really feel like GLORIEL should add inspirational speaker to her title. We'll have to work on that.
We'll see.
You know, the whole preface of doing these warrior story videos is, in addition to sharing your story, really talking about your passions, because we feel truly that HS does not define a person, their passions do. You have so many that we quickly touched on at the beginning of the video where you talked about the things that you do. But in addition to hearing about them right now, would love to, and then after the interview, we're excited to go out and see some of those passions in action. So to start off with, can we talk a little bit about those things that you're passionate about and that you enjoy doing?
For me right now, because I think passion's just, you get inspired along the way of your journey. Like, I was never a makeup person. It was one of those things that I was like, oh, people are trying to hide their identity, okay? Or they're wearing a mask. But I've really used makeup as my form of artwork. I feel like my face is a canvas and I'm able to kind of draw on it however I want to.
You look
or whatever
beautiful,
mood.
by the way.
Thank you.
It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and for me, it's just fun to do. Not everything needs to be something that you monetize. Not everything needs to be something of grave importance, like level 10. Some things just make you happy right now, you know? it's simple. It's not something that you're learning a whole bunch from, but it's something that just brings you joy.
Yeah.
So makeup does that for me. I love doing my face wherever I go. I love to kind of get inspiration from the people and the culture and kind of use that into how I do my makeup.
Is today's beautiful look inspired at all by Florida and the beautiful colors that are surrounding us?
Yes,
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh, it's
I wanted
gorgeous.
something tropical. It's like the blues, the pinks. It reminds me of Art Deco. It reminds me of Miami Vice vibes. Go Heat. Yeah. So it's
She's so
definitely
beautiful.
bright in Miami. So yeah.
It looks really great. So
Thank you.
makeup.
Yeah.
And I happen to know that there's a lot more behind the scenes. After makeup, what would you consider another passion of yours to be?
Traveling.
Traveling.
I love traveling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where was the first place that you ever went?
The first place I ever went was in the States. I went to DC.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first time on a plane at 23, and there was a lot of turbulence.
Okay. Got it. So we've got
Yeah.
makeup, we've got travel.
Yes.
You enjoy and have figured out a system for managing your HS traveling all around.
Mm-hmm.
And then other passions.
Helping people, just overall helping people, whatever capacity. Like, I love volunteering. I love volunteerism. I feel like if you go to anybody's country, the way that you're receiving, you should be able to give back. So
What a great perspective.
Yeah, like, leave any place that you go to better than the way you came, you know? And you learn more. So if you learn more,
Yeah.
you're able to do more. So I love traveling and I love being able to volunteer in different places, whether it's with my local church or just with local community organizations like AHSID, which I'm currently volunteering for now. And I love it so much. It's just, you know how many people that you're going to be able to help.
Yep.
And sometimes, yeah, you don't see them now, but you're like, this is really gonna impact a lot of lives. And some of these people need this, especially like during the pandemic when I found this foundation. I was looking for just help in any way. Like, we're all isolated and now you're going through flares. You can't even go outside. Like, there's nobody out there to talk to. So
Yeah.
being able to plug myself into an organization and be able to give back, especially when I'm not actively flaring and I have the strength to do so, I definitely want to do. So volunteerism is like top for me.
That is such an important thing because there's so many people that just on a daily basis wake up and they're so focused on what they're doing that there's this whole world happening all around you. And you can choose to not help other people, but you choose to. And I think that especially in the space that we're in relative to HS, seeing you both in this capacity and fun fact, I ran into GLOW by accident on another HS related project. Shout out to Jasmine who runs AHSID. GLOW is doing some serious work in that space and it's just inspirational and I can't thank you enough for choosing to help other people when you could be doing anything that you wanted. So you've got makeup, travel, volunteer work that you do. And I know for a fact that you do something else too that we're excited to see you do in action today.
Yeah, I do photography. So I love photography. I started in high school, early high school, and it is something that I'm passionate about. I love to be able to capture the greatness that you've seen and be able to like have it as a still, something that is timeless, something that will always remind you of your emotions in that particular area, that space, that time. And I feel like that's just something beautiful to have. Like, I had this really big fear when I was young. Shout out to Grey's Anatomy giving me this fear, but Alzheimer's is scary.
Yes.
And so,
Meredith's mom, you mean?
yes.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, what if you don't remember? What if you don't remember those moments, good or bad? And my pastor was actually talking about that one time because there is a verse, don't quote me on it, but it's talking about remember, because it's so easy in life to get caught up and forget.
Yeah.
Forget the last flare, forget the last surgery, forget what you've been through. And sometimes you're just stuck in, oh my gosh, all the things that are happening in the present. But you have years of your past that have led up to today, and that stuff should be honored and remembered too. Not always looking in the past, but it's made you who you are today. A lot of the things that I've went through, they're able to help me be strong and be the person who I am today. So always remember. And so that's why I love photography. I love film. I love to be able to capture that and go back and remember like, oh, It's just like when you listen to music and you're like, I remember the first time I heard this song. That's
Yeah.
the same way I feel about
Great
photography.
analogy, honestly. That's a really good analogy. Did we miss any passions? I mean, I added inspirational speaker to the list. Did I miss any major ones? Because you have lots.
I have lots.
I love that.
Yeah.
That keeps you busy.
It does.
I'd have to pick your brain offline about how you spend your time. Like, with all of that exciting stuff to do, there's so much to pick from, and it's an inspiration, really.
Oh, thanks.
Lastly, GLO, is there anything that you'd like to say to the HS community?
Okay. Oh, sorry. I am teared up here.
I'll come over and hug you, so at any moment in time, I'll lunge over there.
This isn't the end of your story. Like, your story doesn't start and begin when you get diagnosed with HS. You are so much more than that. You can have passions, you can find love, you can travel, you can learn new things. Like, you are so much greater than your condition.
Can I give you a hug? Thank you very much, GLO, for taking time. You made a journey to come down here to be part of this interview. You took a couple of trains. Here we are. Thank you for being part of it. I'm inspired. I've been inspired since I met you. You're gonna have that same impression on anybody that watches this story. So thank you for being part of our HS Warrior story. I hope you all have enjoyed GLORIEL's HS Warrior story. Send her some love. We'll leave her socials down below, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.